We just don't have that spark anymore. We've said it, thought of it, or typed it, 11 p.m. Googling it. And every time you scroll past a couple on a swing in the Maldives, something in your chest tightens a little. Because your version of marriage this week was a school run, a sink of dishes, a conversation about whose turn it is to take the bins out. Here's what I want to tell you today. Romance isn't dead in your marriage. You've just been taught to look for it in the wrong places. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Insia and this is the Muslim Marriage Clinic. There was a story I carried for years without realizing it was a story. My husband would do something, maybe forget to check in, maybe respond to a conflict with silence instead of grand gestures. And somewhere in my chest, a quiet verdict was formed. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Growing up South Asian, I absorbed something about marriage without anyone sitting me down and saying it loud. You just watched that sometimes aunties were given this ignored situation when they went through something. But when you looked at the dramas and the movies, they were given flowers to make up. They were made to feel special and their hurt was recognized. I watched that couples in dramas, the reconciliation always came in with a scene. Something cinematic, something you could feel. And then you got married and you waited for your version of that scene. For me, it was the flowers. I don't even know when exactly that became a thing, but I decided somewhere in my bones that a real apology looked like him showing up with roses. That repair had a specific shape, and when repair came, and it did come, it came differently and I missed it because I was looking for the flowers. That's what media does to you. Quietly, it doesn't just give us expectation, it gives us a script for what love is supposed to feel like. And when our real marriages don't match the script, we don't question the script. We question the marriage. I see this in the women I work with all the time, not because they're naive. These are grounded, deeply faithful women, but because none of us were taught that there's a difference between romance as performance and love as presence. The Instagram couples checking off bucket lists, the WhatsApp family groups flooded with holiday pictures, the idea that your marriage is supposed to be kind of a highlight reel. And if yours isn't, something has gone wrong. Something hasn't gone wrong. You've just been handed the wrong measuring stick. My husband did apologize. He did repair. He just never ran through the door with roses. And for so long, I couldn't let myself receive what he actually gave because I was still waiting for the version I'd seen in a movie. That's the part that took years to understand, that my story about how love should look was blocking me from the love that was already there. Today's episode is about that, the gap between the marriage we see performed online and in culture and in our heads, and the marriage we actually have in our kitchens and bedrooms and long silences. We're going to talk about where this comes from, what it does to us, and what it looks like to grieve the fantasy without abandoning the real thing. Because that's actually where Rahma lives, right? Not in the grand gestures, but in what you choose to see when the gesture doesn't come the way you expected. We were raised on a formula. Romance is flowers, surprises, plus candlelight, a man who reads your mind. Bollywood gave us one version, Hollywood another, Instagram perfected the packaging. And then we got married. Life got real and we quietly concluded, we don't have romance. Maybe we don't have love. The conclusion is wrong, and today I want to take it apart piece by piece. How we got romance wrong, that's the first part. The romance we were sold is a production, staged, expensive, and rare. Real romance is a practice, small, frequent, and woven into the ordinary days. The Prophet ﷺ didn't take Aisha Radhiyallahu Ta'ala Anha to the movies. He drank from the spot on the cup where her lips had been. He raised her. He leaned on her shoulder to watch the Abyssinians play. That's romance. Attention, playfulness, tenderness inside real life and real life situations. Because when your standard is this production, you will grade a loving marriage as a failing one. You'll miss the cup because you're waiting for the candles. This week, hunt for the small stuff. Did he fill your car with gas? Make you tea? Ask if you ate? Write down every small act. Most wives are shocked by this list. Exhaustion is not the absence of love. The number one things wives mistake for a dead marriage is actually two tired people. When you're depleted, nervous system is fried, sleep broken, load is invisible, your brain literally cannot access warm feelings. Psychologists call it negative sentiment override, and exhaustion makes you read neutral things as negative. This matters because you might be about to grieve a marriage that just needs rest. You don't have a spark problem, you have a capacity problem. A different diagnosis, completely different treatment. Before you judge the marriage, check the wife. Ask, when did I last sleep properly? Eat properly? Have an hour to myself? Feel spiritually full? Fix that depletion first, then reassess that spark. This is exactly what my free mini training, How to Rebuild Emotional Connection, walks you through. The link is in the show notes. It's short, it's practical. Start there. Romance is a language your husband may already be speaking. Many husbands express love through acts, providing, fixing, driving, quietly handling things, because that's how men in most of our cultures were taught love looks like. Meanwhile, we're waiting for your words and gestures. Two people being loving at each other in different languages, both feeling unloved. Because unseen love breeds resentment on both sides. He thinks I work myself to the bone for her and it's never enough. You think he never romances me. You're both wrong and are both a little right. 2 steps. 1, translate. When he does the act, deliberately register it as love and even say it. I know that was you loving me. Thank you. 2, teach. Don't hint. Tell him plainly what lands with you. When you sit with me for 10 minutes after the kids sleep, that's romance for me. Kindly, once, then let him rise to it. Romance in real life is built on rituals, not events. One daily 3-minute ritual beats a yearly anniversary dinner. Tea together after Isha, salam at the door with actual eye contact, a walk around the block on Sunday, praying 2 rakats side by side. Because connection compounds. 3 minutes a day is over 18 hours a year of undistracted togetherness. And it's the frequency, not the duration, that tells your nervous system, I'm safe with this person. I'm chosen by this person. I'm seen by this person. Pick one ritual this week. Tiny, daily, phone free. Don't announce a project, just start doing it warmly and consistently. Invite him, but don't demand it of him. Intention that turns ordinary into worship and romance. Here's the shift most of us don't understand. In Islam, the ordinary is the sacred. A morsel of food you put in your spouse's mouth is sadaqah. Making his coffee with the niyyah of drawing closer to Allah, that's worship. Him driving your errands with the same niyyah, that's worship. The candlelight was never the point. The mercy between you is he placed between you that mawadda and that rahmah of Surah Rum in your living room on a Tuesday. Because when romance is reframed as worship, you stop needing him to perform and start choosing to connect. And the pleasure of Allah becomes the win. Even on the days the feelings are quiet. Tonight, do you one ordinary thing for him with an extraordinary intention. Tell Allah, not him. Watch what it does to your heart. If this episode helped you, follow the show and share it with your friends. And the free mini training on rebuilding emotional connection is linked below if you feel called. Barakallahu feekum. See you next week in the clinic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.